Hi, my name's Amanda. I am a coach and a trance channel, and welcome back to my series where I channel my higher self. And this week, the topic that she wants to speak into is the notion of desire and how the soul's perspective of desire can be vastly different from the human's perspective of desire, and how the difference in perspective can create a lot of internal conflict for us. This is a huge topic that has come up for me personally over and over and over again, and in the work that I do with clients repeatedly. And so I think that you're going to receive a lot of wisdom and insight from this that you may not have had a chance to reflect on previously. And I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Hello. I am so happy to be here with all of you once more. And today I plan on keeping it brief. However, I believe that this will be a very important conversation for all of you. For the notion of desire on this planet has become somewhat convoluted, with the desire for what will serve me best is not always what will serve you best on a grander scale. Because there is a desire to achieve something inside of this lifetime, whether that be a connection with a partner or a child or a parent or guardian, an accomplishment inside of your career, or a way of upholding a sense of self that's been elusive to you. And none of these things are wrong or bad, but it is important to understand where the desire for these things comes from. Because the notion of purpose, the idea that you come into this lifetime with a specific purpose, is not quite well understood by many of you. And this is no fault of your own. It is simply a misunderstanding and misinterpretation of the guidance that you are receiving from yourself and from others, who may also be misinterpreting and misunderstanding the guidance and information that they are receiving. What I would like to reflect back to you today is that you do not come here with a vested interest in how you spend your time here. You come here to experience what it is like to come here. And anything else required of you inside of this experience is self-imposed. It is up to you to dictate how you desire to spend your time, where you desire to focus your interests, and what you perceive to be important to you. And this is all coming from the belief system that you must fulfill them, because you will not feel whole unless you do. And there is nothing wrong with any of that. But what I would like for you to understand is that it is not required of you beyond your perception of what you desire it to be. There is part of your journey that is predetermined for you, but not in the way that you have been made to believe. What is predetermined for you is simply possibility and potential circumstances that only come to light based on the choices that you make inside of yourself. And sometimes what is predetermined for you never comes to pass because you have not made the choices that will lead you to that outcome. And this does not mean that you have failed yourself in any way. It is simply the byproduct of what this experience is for. It is for your own growth. And how are you supposed to grow if you cannot be the one responsible for your own choices? And when something is predetermined that does make itself available to you, you are not responsible for the outcome beyond the experience of what it is like to endure it. And if you make choices that lead you down a different path, this is just as fine and well. Any desire that you have to fulfill a sense of self is coming from the belief system that it is not already enough. And this is part of what you came here to explore. Is the belief system that you must do anything at all to feel any differently about you. And if this is not something that you are ready to come to terms with, then that is beautiful that you have chosen a different sense of reality for you. And I fully support you in exploring that. But I want you to know that the reason why you suffer so is because you continue to believe that you must in order to fulfill a destiny that was never placed on your path to be fulfilled by anyone other than you because you desire to. It is not something that we, as in your soul self and your spirit team, desire for you. All that we desire for you is to see the agency that you truly possess and feel the freedom to choose what you may and formulate a relationship with you so that you know that you are not alone and that you have a support system if you desire it. Any desire that you hold is yours to hold on to for as long as you desire to, until you are ready to let it go. And when you are ready to let it go, you may decide that there is a different desire available for you. And we will support you just as much inside of one as we will inside of another. Because at the end of the day, it does not matter where you take your life. What matters is what you decide to do with it as you see fit. So that when you depart here, you can look back at your life and say, wow, what a wild ride. What an interesting set of events that took place for me. Now I can sit and reflect on it all and decide if I want to do it all over again or not. And the notion that there is a divine plan is simply the ego's desire to feel worthy and validated inside of it. For the divine plan is much bigger than you and the choices that you make inside of one lifetime. And so, what I'm showing you and allowing you to embrace is the freedom inside of every choice, every outcome, and every opportunity, because that's all there is. There is no right and wrong. There is no back and forth. There is no success and no failure unless you choose to see it that way. How can you move forward inside of your life knowing that all is well, regardless of what you do with it, and that you are fully supported and understood and guided, regardless of what you choose. The message I would like to leave for you today is one of embracing your power to choose who you are, because you can be anything you desire to be. And it does not come down to the direction that you take your life and what you do with it, but rather the choice of who you believe yourself to be. Because at the end of the day, it is who you believe yourself to be that dictates your entire experience of you inside of this lifetime. And that is ultimately what this comes down to, is that the choices that you make are being chosen in a way that you believe will lead you to feeling differently about you. But if you can see that it is not the choice that you make and the direction that you take that dictates how you feel about you, then you will allow how you feel about you to come to you now, in this moment, regardless of what you do with it. And part of coming here is seeing the illusion in front of you, which is that what you choose to do with your life is meaningless in comparison to how you feel inside of it. Because at the end of the day, how you feel inside of it is how you feel inside of you. And how you feel inside of you dictates your entire reality. And the purpose that you're searching for is ultimately to feel, to feel. And that is available to you now and forevermore, regardless of the direction that you take it. I love you all deeply, and I will continue to share my wisdom with you for as long as you desire to hear it, even if it feels uncomfortable to do so. I love you all, and thank you for listening.